Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and today I'm going to talk to you about some things to consider before you go buy a parrot. And for this I'm going to get a little helper and she's probably going to be a little shit throughout the whole video, but it's fine. It's fine. Alrighty, this is Nymeria. We can get the camera to focus on her. Oh, you don't want to go near the camera? Alright, you can sit with me. So, Nymeria is a green-cheeked conure. I've had her for, I think like 2 years. I'm not too sure on that, I'll have to double check. And she's probably about, yeah, it would have been 2 or 3 years ago, so she should be about 2 or 3. She is absolutely my favourite pet, and the one that's closest to me. Don't tell the others. And the reason we bought Nim was because we originally had 2 budgies, and one of them, which was the first one, became egg-bound and died when we were on holidays for Christmas. It was not a good Christmas, gotta tell you that. So we went down to one of the bird pet stores in our area and said, look, we have a budgie, it's on its own, what can we put in with it? We fell in love with Nim, who at the time was an absolute cuddle bug. She was, she would have been maybe 10 weeks old, just wanted cuddles, really quiet. And they said, yeah, you can put this bird in, it's fine. Yeah, it was not fine. You cannot put, please, yeah, nah. If you put parrots in with smaller parrots, usually the bigger one's going to pick on the small one. Sometimes they're just playing, sometimes they're actually being aggressive, but the problem is the size difference means that you're going to have issues. The small one's not going to be able to cope with whatever the big one's doing. So we ended up getting 2 cages. And we ended up getting another budgie friend for the other later on. So yeah, we were a little bit uninformed when we went and got a parrot. So it's best to do your research. So the first thing to think about is lifespan. So budgie's going to live about 10 years, give or take. This girl right here, 30 to 40 years. And I've heard of parrots that live upwards of 80 years. And even more. The issue with this is you've got to think about, if you're getting something that's going to live 80 years, it could outlive you. And I've heard many stories of people putting their parrots in their will to be passed down to other family members. So you got to think about that as well. It's definitely a long-term commitment. So definitely something to think about if you can look after this little one for a very long time. The other thing to think about is the time required. So these guys are basically little children. I'm not kidding. If I go out of the room, she squawks. She's like, where have you gone? I need you. They need a lot of attention. They get very lonely. Even if you have them with another bird, they still seem to really like human attention. Another thing is the age of the parrot. So if you get quite a young parrot, as Nim was when we first got her, you got to think about how are you going to look after it, because a lot of the time young parrots need to be hand-fed, as Nim needed to be. And they're also very, very demanding. Whenever we put her to bed, she would squawk for about an hour until she finally cried herself to sleep. Yep, she is actually a baby in disguise. And in general, like things like maintenance, so like even just cleaning the cages out, you got to make sure you've got time for that. The other thing is they're not just for show. So in my experience, birds are very temperamental. They have happy moods, they have grumpy moods, and you're not going to be able to just get them out constantly, show them off to your friends, because it's a good chance they're going to be really moody and not want to play with you and stuff. But a lot of the time they do, they really like to be with you all the time, but it's just something to be aware of. Another thing is, on the time related thing, is you got to think about whether you're going to train it, how much you're going to train them. Like, are you going to do flight training, or you're just going to do basic step-ups and stuff like that, it's really hard to, work out how much time you want to put into it. Like, I'm still training Nim. I didn't train her much when I first got her because, to be honest, I was too young and didn't know what I was doing. And now I'm teaching her things like body language. So for birds, it's not so much their squawking that does most of the communication, it's actually their body language. So birds have their own body language, but we need to have a language we can speak to her. So for example, I'm trying to train her that this means I want to give her a scratch. So she doesn't get scared of me putting my hand over her head, which is a very, like, intimidating thing for a bird. And she seems to be understanding that. She doesn't bite me anymore when I try to pat her. Because she doesn't know what she's doing. What I'm doing. So that does take a long time to work out what you're going to do. Another thing is just some basic behaviour of them. They like shiny things. So I wear a lot of jewellery. Not so much at the moment, actually. I have a lot of earrings. You don't want to let your bird realise that you have earrings when it's a fresh piercing. You really don't. They will try to pull it out. Like, when we first got Nim, she would actually bite your fingers accidentally because she was trying to hook her beak underneath rings and things like that, and she'd try to pull out earrings. I've heard a story of a parrot that would actually pull out his owner's diamond out of her engagement ring. So yeah, just be aware of that. Some of you, like, you might need to train it out. Nim doesn't seem to do it too much, but it's kind of hard to train out. It's just something that they like to do. It's, I don't know, an instinct or something. So just something to be aware of. If you do wear a lot of jewellery, or you have freshly pierced ears, maybe just wait a little bit, just in case. They are kind of messy. Droppings wise, she somehow trained herself to try to go on the floor. So we try to get her to go on the tiles or in a cage. You can fully toilet train birds, I just haven't got around to doing it. Whereas the budgies, they poo wherever. They do not care, they just poo. So just be aware that you will be cleaning up droppings if you do have them out. And it's something you just get used to. It's not too disgusting for me now, it's just a normal everyday thing. Another big thing, which is probably the main thing for a lot of people looking to get a parrot, is the cost. So our budgies cost about $60 each, and their cage I think was about $60, but we actually found a cage secondhand for $20, so we picked that one up as well, and they're actually in that one at the moment because it's a bit more entertaining. It looks like a little house thing. But Nim, on the other hand, she alone as a baby cost, I think it was $350, and this is all Australian dollars for those of you who don't know. I live in Australia, and her cage, I don't know, I can't remember the specifics, but it would have been about $100. It's quite I'll insert some video somewhere, but it is quite a large cage, but it does the job. Like, she's a big bird, she needs some playing space, especially if we don't get her out all the time. She needs somewhere to entertain herself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the main thing is they take a lot of time, they are expensive, and they are extremely intelligent. Nim can actually talk a little bit. She's probably not going to do it. She can say what she's doing. But just putting that perspective, they're very intelligent and they can get lonely. You need to make sure you have time for your bird, and you're going to have time for that 10 to 80 years that you're going to have her, or him. You just need to make sure about that. Another thing which I will just quickly mention now is birds can get egg bound, and I lost the budgie to being egg bound. It's not great, it's not fun. But it's something to know that you need to make sure of the health of your bird. You need to know that there's a vet nearby that can cater for birds, which luckily for me there is. Just these little things you need to think about. You need to think about where you're going to put the cage, how you're going to do the maintenance, all that sort of thing. So I hope that helped you out. Nim's going to say bye, maybe. Bye. No? Okay. And yeah, so I hope that gave you a bit of an overview of things that I wish I considered before getting a bird, that I was too young to work it out. I was too naive. But definitely do your research, and look, these are great pets. They're lovely. You just need to put the time and effort and money into them, and they'll be amazing for a very long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out. Comment down below if there's anything that you would like to tell future bird owners, any advice and such like that, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. 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 No? Okay. You don't know where a camera is, do you? Okay. Okay, she's going now. Bye.